Good afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing great. This is Meredith Benka here with you for this week's episode of Business in Brief. I'm super excited to be here with all of you, and I'm going to go ahead and pull up on my computer the group, see who's joining us here live for the broadcast today, who might be jumping in with some questions. I come live for Business in Brief every single Friday, and today we're actually also recording this episode for our podcast, Home-Based Business 101, which you can find on Spotify or on Apple Music. And I sometimes do both the live and the podcast as a single episode because I'm finding that the people that are listening to the podcast and members of this group of the Psyche Gurus actually really are one and the same, right? People are really looking for that clarity and for that information. So just checking to make sure that I'm live here, seeing who's actually joining in with us and making sure that I've got myself on mute. All these little pieces of technology to manage while we're sharing all the information with everybody is always a fun thing to do. So if you do end up catching this on the replay, please just drop a replay down below. If you do end up joining me here for the live, that's fantastic. And like I said, I'm here live every single Friday at noon in our group, Psyche Gurus, or you can always catch these replays on our podcast, Home-Based Business 101. So for today, what is it that we're going to be talking about? Today's episode of Business in Brief and Home-Based Business 101 is really going to be about a marketing plan. Why do you need one? What's included in a marketing plan and what really can it do for your business? I know so many entrepreneurs start out in this space with an idea, with something that they make, something that they do, something that they create that they absolutely love. It sometimes starts as a hobby, it sometimes starts as a service, it sometimes is quite accidental how you find yourself coming into business. And because of that, we tend to not always be very strategic about the way that we've gone about creating our business, and it feels a little bit scattershot. And that's one of the first things that having a marketing plan can actually do for you. It can provide you with a lot of clarity. And clarity can come in a couple of different forms. I spent about 20 years in corporate sales and marketing, and when I was running a marketing department for this company that I worked for, we rolled out an entirely new brand for the company, and it was a massive project over the course of about a year in partnership with an advertising agency and multiple departments within the company. And one of the things that we instilled in everyone who was a part of the process was a framework for making decisions. And that's what your marketing plan can be for you in your business. It can become a framework for you in making decisions. Well, what do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. So what I mean by a framework for making decisions is this. Let's say, for example, that you have a brand and you have a logo, and you've gone through the process of creating kind of the color schematic of your brand. And you're saying to yourself, yeah, I really want to make my brand colors a light blue and like a sage green, for example, a light blue and a sage green. And so you go with that color schematic. Well, if something comes to you that's bright orange, it doesn't fit. And the reason that you know that it doesn't fit is because you've made a decision that you're going with the kind of sagey green and the light blue. So the orange, it doesn't fit. It just isn't right for the brand. It's not a comment on whether or not orange is good or bad for the brand. You might love orange. I love orange. Orange is like one of my very favorite colors. But if we've decided that the look and the tonality and the feel of our brand is this light blue and this sagey green, then all of a sudden, when we look at something orange, we just know that that's not right for the brand. And it makes it really easy for us to make that decision. So when you roll something out like that, an identity of, yeah, exactly. Ketsi is joining me here live. It's so true. It's your corporate identity. It's like what you want to have and how you want to put yourself forward in the market. That's part of what your marketing plan can define for you, but it's not only in relationship to the way that your brand looks, it's also in relationship to what your brand stands for. So there is part of a process of creating a marketing plan where you're going to define what is the mission of your business? What is the vision that you as the owner of this business have for it long term? And that vision that you have begins to dictate really what I would call the values of the organization or your values as an individual. So often we do business with people that we are attracted to because we are, what we say, kind of overused term, but we say like-minded, right? We say like-minded. Well, like-minded means in alignment around our core ideas, the things that are important to us, not important to us, the way that we do life, the way that we're doing things together, correct? And so if you have that defined as a part of your marketing plan, then it becomes very easy for you to decide if certain things are right or wrong for your business versus good or bad in general. Good or bad is kind of a judgment call. Good or bad is, kind of whether I like it or not. It's an opinion. But right or wrong based on a set of criteria that I have created around my business makes this decision making so easy. Let me give you an example of that. So let's say that you have decided a certain parameters for your business or for your brand, and an opportunity comes up to you that is with an audience that's a little bit outside of who it is you traditionally want to attract to your business. And it just kind of doesn't feel right. But as an entrepreneur, as somebody who's just starting your business, you kind of have this desire to say yes to this opportunity to go do this event, let's say, in front of this audience, even though they're not directly aligned with who it is you want to attract. And you go ahead and you do it anyway. And you get there, you go to the event, you set up, you talk to people, maybe you have a speaking engagement there, and it just kind of falls flat. How many of you have had that happen? How many of you have chosen to do something in your business where you kind of had a gut feel that it might not be the right fit, but you did it anyway because you didn't have anything else on the table to promote your business? I would argue that you shouldn't do that. I would argue that instead you should say, no, thank you so much for the opportunity to come and present or to be at your event or to use this type of advertising or whatever it may be. That's not exactly what it is I'm trying to do. That's not exactly right for my brand, for my business, but thank you so much for the opportunity. You can decide that, and you can use your marketing plan as the backup, if you will, like as the thing that allows you to go, okay, no, wait a minute. I'm going to go back to the commitments that I made to myself. I'm going to go back to this plan, and I'm going to see if this opportunity is right or wrong. In a way, it takes the emotional component, which in the example that I gave was being driven by the desire for results, emotions driven by the desire for results, the desire for success, the desire to not be a failure. You make a decision in your business that doesn't align with what you're trying to do in the first place. You can prevent that by going back to your core plan and saying, hey, nope, that's not what I said I was going to do. So that's the first thing that your marketing plan can provide for you, is really clarity. The second thing that your marketing plan can provide for you is direction. And that is so important if you're at the point in the development of your business where you know what your mission is, you know what your vision is, you know the value you bring to the marketplace, maybe you've defined your audience, maybe you've defined your offer, you've got all of that buttoned up, but now you don't know how to promote your business. Part of developing a marketing plan is then saying, okay, what am I trying to do? Who am I trying to impact? How am I trying to help solve problems for them? And where am I most likely to find the people that I want to get in front of in the first place? Where are they spending their time? Where are they living? So let's say, for example, that you have a great product or service that you're offering to women that are over the age of 55. Women over the age of 55. And let's say that you also happen to personally just really love TikTok. You just love it. You just love watching the videos on there. You think that they're so cute. Maybe you've got some teenagers in your house and they're on TikTok all the time, and they talk you into putting up some TikToks of your own that are for this business that you have. And you put them up there, and again, crickets. You don't hear anything. You don't see anything. Nothing is going on. Well, why might that be? Because the average 55-year-old isn't spending time on TikTok. So when your marketing plan comes to help you here is by providing direction. You ask yourself the questions inside the development of this plan of where are the people that I want to get in front of, and how do I put together promotions that's going to attract them where they're already spending time. When do I do it? right? When do I do this promotion? A good marketing plan should have in it some components around the seasonality of not only your business, but the seasonality of the buying decisions of your customers, so that you can say to yourself, okay, my product or service happens to be very oriented towards maybe warmer summer months. Maybe you sell things that are very much used in warm weather and you have a big sales time during the summer months. Well, that's going to be indicated in your marketing plan, because you're going to come up with an overarching annualized calendar of what you're going to be promoting and when. The last piece of direction that your marketing plan can provide for you is also what to do yourself and what to pay someone else to do for you. If you look at your overarching plans and you say to yourself, well, I want to run ads on Facebook, but I have absolutely no idea how to do that. Or I want to have videos that are on YouTube. I want to launch a podcast. Whatever your promotional component is, you look at those pieces and say, which ones of these can I do for myself? Maybe you're a really great copywriter. Maybe you have no problem coming up with content. Maybe you love to do video. But maybe what you're not exactly sure how to do is to take that video, turn it into a podcast, produce that podcast, and get that podcast going up and live for you. Maybe you don't know how to do that. Then that's where you can bring someone in to do something for you. Maybe you need some graphic design. Maybe you need some video design, some video production. Maybe those are things you need. It's so amazing right now for entrepreneurs, because there are things that are right at your fingertips. I mean, there's Fiverr, there are other places out there. You can get a virtual assistant. You can get someone to produce a podcast for you, highly likely for much less than what you think it's going to take. So if you know what your plan is, then you can get yourself out of that mindset of feeling like you have to do it all, feeling like you are responsible for 100% of the activity in your business. The other thing that that'll do for you is it'll actually get you into the mode of really looking at your business and saying to yourself, okay, this is a business. So many people that come to the table with what we call a side gig or a side hustle, like we talked about at the beginning of our conversation today, it happens a little bit accidentally. And so it's really easy to treat what we do as a hobby and to not treat it seriously. As soon as you start taking a little bit of money and putting it into your business, even if it's a small amount, it doesn't have to be a lot, it begins to shift your mindset towards an investment type strategy rather than a hobby type strategy, rather than a hobby mindset. Oh, this is something I do on the side. It's kind of fun. Make a little bit of money doing it. At least it pays for itself. Versus, this is a business that I have started. I'm going to treat it like a business. I'm going to invest in it like a business. These are the goals that I have for it over time. You can place that thinking into your marketing plan as well. What are the big initiatives that you want to do this year? Are you going to do them yourself? Are you going to outsource them? And what is the budget that you have to be able to make that happen? So your marketing plan provides direction. The third and final component that it's going to provide for you once you get it going and up and launched is information. Information. How do you make a decision in your business? Are you making that decision based on gut? Are you making that decision based on what you're seeing competitors do, what your friends and family tells you to do? Or are you making decisions in your business based on data? Even if you are only using organic marketing strategies like having a Facebook group, leveraging posts, leveraging all sorts of different social media tactics that we can get into at another time, even if you're not paying for anything, you're just using word of mouth, local events, online promotions, cross promotions, referrals, all the different things that you can do that are considered organic and either no cost or very low cost, you can actually track those. You can actually track every single post that you make, the number of likes you get, the number of comments that you get, the number of conversations that ends up in, and the number of sales that come from those conversations. That is where your data comes from, is from tracking the activity that your marketing plan tells you to deploy. So you come up with the strategies, you come up with the tactics, it gives you an action plan, you implement the action plan either yourself or with the help of outsourcing that you've put in place, and then you look for the results to come in. Once those results start coming in, you measure them, and then you can begin to make decisions. I should do more of this. I should do less of this. oh wow, going to that event where I provided samples of my product at the women's fair, and I spent $1,000 on samples, and I spent $500 on my booth, and from that I got leads. Maybe I didn't make a single sale at that event, but maybe you made 200 leads at that event because people opted in for a contest or a giveaway that you were having at the event. And over the next 6 months, those 200 leads produce $5,000 in sales for you. Because you're tracking that person came from that event and that they eventually purchased from you, you could attribute that revenue back to that event and know that it was something that you could do again. Now, if you never kept track of those leads, if you never kept track of whether sales came from those leads, then you're not ever going to be able to know whether you should or shouldn't invest the $1,500 again in doing the same event. Your marketing plan can help you to get information and to put you in a position as a business owner to be a data-driven decision maker. When you are a data-driven decision maker, that is going to empower you. Again, take the emotion out of making the decision, look at the data and say, this is what it's telling me. This is the information that I have to make decisions on based on the plan that I put in place. All of that together, guys, is what's going to allow you to really treat your business like a business. Some of you are here because you want to take your side gig and you want to make it a well-oiled machine that provides a predictable amount of income for you on a very part-time basis. Others are here because you've got bigger goals. Maybe you haven't started your business yet. Maybe you're not sure what to do yet. But maybe some of you are a few years into it and you're saying to yourself, wow, I want to get from where I am to a significant amount of income so that I can leave my day job and I can do this full time. That would be my goal. That would be my dream. If that's what you want to do, then you're going to have to get to the point where you know where your revenue is coming from. And if you're trying to put forward to get money, to get investors, to get a loan from the bank or the Small Business Association, you're going to need to be able to provide that kind of information in order for somebody to be in a position to want to invest in you. So build the infrastructure through a marketing plan. Build the mindset that you're here to start and launch and grow a business, not a hobby. The faster that you can step into that, the faster you're going to be successful. So now you might be saying to yourself, okay, well, Meredith, that's awesome. Those are the 3 top reasons, clarity, direction, and information or decision making. Those are the top 3 reasons that I've got in order to even want to have a marketing plan. But how do I go about creating one? If I've never created a marketing plan before, how on earth would I know how to do that? Well, there's a couple of different ways that I can help you with that. The first one is that I'm getting ready to launch a 5-day Step Up Your Side Gig challenge. It starts on the 30th of August, and the way that it's going to work is that you get the ebook that I used with not only my own businesses, but each one of my clients' businesses to help them create their marketing plan. It's called the Side Gig Guru's Marketing Game Plan. You get this ebook, and in the ebook, we walk you through step by step the process of creating your mission, creating your vision, creating your offer, your audience, and then putting all of that together into the promotional marketing plan with timing and action steps that's going to take you into probably the next 12, if not 15 months of your business. So literally a marketing plan is the end result of the 5-day challenge. But the cool part is rather than just getting the ebook, every day you'll be in a small private Facebook group separate from this group where we are today. You'll be in this smaller group, and in the group each day I'm going to come live with a specific lesson for you to work through the marketing game plan. The first 2 days, we're going to go through the mission and vision because those absolutely must be solidified. Absolutely. Then day 3 and 4, we're going to go through what your offer is, who your audience is. And in those 2 days, I'm going to drop in for you the top 3 things that you can do immediately to increase revenues in your business. You'll probably be surprised at what some of them are. And then on the 5th day, we're going to wrap that up into a plan that is time bound. So it's going to have a timeline along with it that's going to allow you to then launch your marketing, whether you choose to do it yourself or whether you choose to outsource it. So that is the Step Up Your Side Gig challenge. If you're looking for a little bit more help than that, if you already have the marketing plan, or if you are just, at the point where you're like, I just need some personalized very hands-on coaching and training and help to get me where I need to be, then I do offer a private coaching program, which might be a great fit for you. The marketing game plan is the same exact document that I use with my private clients, but the experience is much more hands-on with dedicated, absolutely laser focused attention to you and to your business to get it where you want it to be. So those are really the two ways that I can help you, either having you jump into the Step Up Your Side Gig Challenge, or having you have a meeting with me. We would do a discovery session to see if the private coaching program that I offer could potentially be a good fit for where you are in your business today. My goal is to help you get a plan for your business that's going to allow you to reach the goals that you have for it. And I will tell you, if you are sitting on the fence right now, if your marketing plan is all in your head, if your business plan is all in your head, if you feel like you're spinning your wheels, throwing spaghetti at the wall, haven't been able to get the results that you wanted, or you've gotten to a plateau in your business, I implore you, get with me. I can help you take it to the next level. This is my passion. It's what I absolutely love. And the reason I love to do it is that I am personally committed to helping women entrepreneurs succeed, because I believe that when we do find their women have success in business, it uplifts our entire community. When we are able to create our own economies as women, we infuse families, we infuse communities with resources, and that provides just a significant opportunity for change. That's what motivates me each day in helping entrepreneurs like you. So I would absolutely love for you to either jump into the challenge or jump into coaching. All you've got to do is just comment below what it is you'd like to have. If you want a link to the challenge, I'll go ahead and drop it at the end of the live video once we're done with this today. But it's just meredithbanka.com/challenge. That'll take you to the registration page for the 5-day marketing challenge. And I'll tell you that is very, very, very affordable. The challenge is $27, guys, for that week. When I've taught these masterminds in the past, they've been $9.97. Okay, I'm doing this one because I really want you to have a plan. I'm tired of people coming into the group and saying, I don't know what to do next. I don't know what my next step is. I want to help you figure that out so that you can get to where you want to be. If you would rather talk about doing that privately, you don't want to do it in a group setting, you're really looking for somebody to coach you longer term through the marketing and business development process for your business, then comment coaching. I'll send you a link to book that discovery session with me and we can take it from there. But either way, I'm really looking forward to helping each of you develop those marketing plans, looking forward to having you in this group, growing your business, sharing your business, and having an absolute blast doing it. For now, have a great, great Friday. Have an incredible weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, everybody.